Ever wonder what's really going on at the movies beyond just the number one film? Well, we're going to pull back the curtain on the chaotic, competitive, and honestly, fascinating world of the box office. And we're going to do it by looking at just 1 month, March 2026. We tend to think of movies in terms of what's on top, but the reality, it's this sprawling competitive jungle. This is a snapshot in time where dozens and dozens of stories are all fighting for the very same thing, your attention. And that's the number. 109. That's how many different movies were in theaters all vying for your money in just 31 days. We're talking everything from the biggest blockbuster you can imagine to the tiniest indie film you've never even heard of. The scale is just wild. So what can we learn from this cinematic battlefield? By digging into the winners, the survivors, and yeah, even the films that barely made a ripple, we can actually uncover some surprising truths about what we all choose to watch when we go to the movies together. All right, let's start where the action is hottest, right at the very top. This is the blockbuster zone, where the giants of Hollywood battle it out and hundreds of millions of dollars are on the line. And wow, right away, a clear champion emerges. Disney's Hoppers absolutely dominated the month, raking in nearly $96 million. But what's really telling here is the drop-off. I mean, look at that. Scream 7 had a great run at over $57 million, but that is still a massive gap. And the chasm between 2 and 3, even bigger. It really shows you how steep the pyramid is at the top. And this right here, this tells you who's running the show. Just look at those distributors. Disney, Paramount, Sony, Universal, Warner Brothers. The 5 biggest, most powerful studios in the game completely lock down the top 5 spots. They've got the marketing muscle and the huge franchises to just command our attention. But the box office story isn't just about what's new and shiny. Some of the biggest moneymakers in March were films that had been out for months. So let's talk about the movies that just refused to go away. So while Hoppers was making all the headlines in March, check out these absolute giants still raking in cash. Avatar: Fire and Ash came out back in December, and Zootopia 2 was released in November of the previous year. These are what we call holdovers, and their insane staying power tells a story about powerful word of mouth. They become these cultural events you just have to see. Okay, so we've seen the titans at the top and the hits that last forever. But the box office is so much richer and, frankly, weirder than that. Let's zoom into the middle of the pack, because that's where the landscape gets incredibly diverse. This is where the cinematic universe really expands. I mean, you've got everything from A24's cool indie dramas like Undertone to a 21 Pilots concert film. You could catch a beloved anime classic like Kiki's Delivery Service one weekend and a new faith-based movie the next. Heck, even the Oscar-nominated shorts find an audience. It's just this powerful reminder that there isn't just one type of moviegoer out there. And this is a really great way to picture it all. The market isn't just one thing. It's this complex ecosystem. You've got the giant new blockbusters, the long-running hits, the vibrant indie and niche scene, blasts from the past getting a re-release, and those special one-off events that bring whole communities together. All right, get ready for some serious whiplash. We've been talking in tens of millions of dollars. We're about to flip the script completely and go to the other extreme, the very, very bottom of the list. First, let's reset. Remember this number? This is what our number one film, Hoppers, made in March. Almost $96 million. Got that number locked in your head? And this is what the number 109 film, All You Need Is Kill, made for the entire month. $80. Not 80,000. 80. That's, what, 6 tickets? The contrast is just absolutely staggering. So you gotta ask, right? Why would a movie that makes $80 even play in a theater? Well, it's clearly not about making a profit. A theatrical run this small is about playing a totally different game. Sometimes it's a contractual thing, but more often than not, it's what's called a qualifying run, a super limited screening in just one theater to make the film eligible for awards. It's about prestige, not profit. Okay, we have journeyed from the absolute stratosphere of the box office all the way down to the deep end. So let's zoom back out and piece this all together. What's the big picture? What are the key stories this 1 month in cinema is trying to tell us? So, what do we learn? Well, first off, big brands and familiar sequels are still the undisputed kings of the hill. No surprise there. Second, we love a good throwback. Nostalgia, whether it's for an 80s classic or a modern anime, sells a ton of tickets. Third, there really is a movie for everyone. and smaller distributors are finding real success serving those niche audiences. And finally, and this is a big one, sometimes a movie's success isn't measured in millions of dollars, but in just getting a chance to be seen at all. And all of that brings us to this one final question. What does this snapshot of a single month really tell us about the future of the movie theater? Is it a sign of a healthy, diverse ecosystem, or one that's being pulled apart at the seams? It's definitely something to think about the next time you're sitting in that dark theater waiting for the show to start. Thanks for diving into the numbers with me.